Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I want to talk about the 25 makeup products that I want to finish in 2025. In the beginning of the year, I decided on 25 products that I wanted gone from my collection. Maybe if you've been here before, you know that I always have a goal each year to finish something within each and every category in my collection. And the likelihood of me doing so kind of depends on a project like this, because otherwise it's so easy for me to forget. Last year, for example, I totally neglected my foot products like foot creams and stuff because I didn't place them in projects. But since I have a project like this, at least for my makeup, I know that I will not neglect any category in my makeup section anyway. Maybe next year I should combine it and do like 26 makeup products and 26 other beauty products, you know, so that I have everything in from the beginning of the year, so that I know that this is what I am focusing on for a whole year until it is finished. And of course I can play around in other projects, but it's always nice to have these kind of staple products throughout the year, and knowing that, you know, these are the basics, and then I can do more if I want to or can, you know. But anyway, let's get started. I have done one update so far. I did so after 1 month, and since then it's been, I think, 3 months more. So we actually have a really great update. The only product you will not be able to see today, I think, is the Manicadar powder that I finished until the last update. So I don't have it here, but the rest of the products I do have here. So let's start off this video with the primers. I had 3 of them in the beginning of the year, and I have actually finished this one. This is the Figs and Rouge Hydra Matte Pore Correct Velvet Cream. I don't think it does that much. Last year I used it almost all of the year and I didn't get far at all. Since it is a pore correct, that's what I wanted to do last year. However, it didn't really work that well, so I used it this year as a normal primer all over my face. And I am finally done with it. I am so happy. Good riddance. Then I am working on this from ZC. This is the Multi-Effect Makeup Primer. It's a green one. I used it today. It smooths out any kind of redness that you have. And yeah, it's great. But it has been open for a while, so I wanted to finish it. And I don't feel like there's a lot left in here. So if I focused in on this or the next one this month, if I focused on one of them, I could probably have one of them out. That would be interesting. That would be nice. Although I really like to use this whenever I need it, whenever I am a little bit red in my skin. And I have a feeling that will be in the summer, you know, when I get a little bit sun-kissed and stuff. But yeah, maybe I should focus in on the other one. But this one is staying, but I think we're like down to here or something. I don't know. I can't really see through the packaging even with this dark light, so sorry I can't show you the progress, but I can tell you that we've lost weight. And I have used it 8 additional times since the last update. Oh, and if you wanted to hear the numbers on this one, I used it 33 additional times for a total of 53 uses in this project alone. Mind you, I did use this the whole of last year, like I said. So that's pretty crazy. You know, I don't know how many times I would have to use it if I only used it on my kind of enlarged pores. But yeah, there you go. Now let's move on to the third and final primer I have in here, and that is from Skin. This is their illuminating primer with SPF 15. The SPF doesn't probably work anymore because I bought it secondhand from someone, and I still love it. I have gone through one of these before, and that's why I bought it again from someone, and I just love it. It's a thick cream. I just feel like it does its thing. It's a good solid primer. So let's move on to the face products, starting with foundations. Again, I had 3 of them here. Well, technically this first one is a BB cream. This is from Makeup Mecca. All of these are from Makeup Mecca. These 3 foundations. This is in the shade Be Kind, and I worked on this in 50 Shades of Brown last year, and I didn't quite finish it, so I wanted to place it in here to actually finish it up, and I have. Very happy about that. I did use this one 29 times for a total of 40 uses in this project. So I had quite a bit left You know, even though it seemed like I had very little when I started this project, I still got 40 uses out of it. That's nice. I do think this has a really nice coverage. It actually has more coverage than a lot of foundations. It has even better coverage than many foundations that state that they have high coverage. That's insane, but I really enjoy this. It did give me kind of a dewy look. It's actually pretty nice with dewy foundations because I powder my face a lot. And it's pretty nice to see some of that shine through so that I'm not completely dead. But otherwise I go for a pretty matte look, and then I just fill in with more luminous face products. But anyway, this one is done, and so is this next one, also from Makeup Mecca. This is their loose foundation in Neutral Fair. It's the Mineral Hydrating Loose Powder Foundation. It didn't take me too long to finish this. I used it 11 more times for a total of 12 in this project, and it is gone, as you can see. Let's open it up so that you can really see, you know? It's nice to see empties, don't you think? So this one is going in. The last foundation is my Hello Pretty pressed powder from Makeup Mecca, again in the shade Marshmallow. I have used I think 2 or 3 of these up already in the same shade. This time it looks like this. I have a huge pan in here. I have a huge pan. I have used this 31 additional times for a total of 47 uses. So I've used it quite a lot, and if I used it as a foundation all over my face all the time, this would be gone, probably. These don't take a lot to finish. They're very inexpensive as well, so that's why I like them. But this has really good coverage, and I like using this as a spot concealer. So I am using it a lot less than I previously did, and that's how I can get so many more uses on it, obviously. But yeah, this is my favorite powder foundation. I love the coverage. I love that it's so easy. I mean, compared to this picks up so much on the brush, and you know, it just goes everywhere because it's a loose powder. And yeah, I just feel like I'm losing a lot of product when using a loose powder overall, I would say. With this one though, I don't feel like I'm using as well. Maybe I am using it as much because I am really going ham on it. I like using a lot of product, but I don't feel like I lose a lot of product. Let's say I don't feel like it's going missing, you know. It's not just going everywhere into the room, you know. So I really like it. I really do. And I think I am going to try to continue to use it as more of a spot concealer, or whenever I feel like, okay, this foundation that I'm using now isn't really covering my redness fully, then I can use this on top instead of a normal like translucent powder. So this one is staying in. The only eyeshadow I have in here comes from this palette. This is the Cool Down, the coolest shades from W7. And I was working on, or am working on, the shade Bear. And this is how it looks like right now. So you can see we have a huge dip. Now, mind you, it has been 3 months, so can I finish this in the remainder of the year? I don't know. Maybe. It's not that hard to use a lot of product whenever I do use it, and it is a good blending out shade, but I'm not really using brown eyeshadows that much, so it is a little bit neglected. But let's see how many times I've used it in the past 3 months. I used it 14 additional times for a total of 23 uses. So in the beginning of the year I had hit pan on this, and now after 23 uses I have that huge dip, and I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited. Now, this is one of the few products I don't know if I can finish, and that is my eyeshadow base from Gloss Gods. This is in the shade Crease Killer. I think this was their lightest shade. I really like having the lightest shade because when I put it all over my eyes, well, first of all, it's very it's opaque. So it kind of smooths out any veins or redness or like pigmentation things you have going on. It really smooths out your base, and because it's white, it's so much easier to get a good pigment out of your eyeshadows, and it's just a great one. I will probably repurchase this in the future whenever I've gone through all of my eyeshadow bases, but yeah, this is a great one. I've used that 62 times since the last update for a total of 102 uses in this project. And I had used this all of last year. I don't know that I can actually finish it this year, but this is the one that I'm working on. So I will just keep going until it's done. Now let's talk about my face product, starting off with bronzers. I want to finish this bronzer right here. This is my Makeup Contour Pro Contour and Sculpt palette. These only contain 2 grams each. I thought this should be no problem. I should fly through this, right? But I think it's a little bit hard pressed. I've used it 55 times in total. Since the last update, I've used it 28 times. So I am using it. I'm not using it every day. I do think it's a pretty good neutral color. It's not too warm, it's not too cool, but I have so many contour and bronzer shades that I'm working on right now. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't have brought so much into other projects, but I also feel like I have gotten so much better with like mixing and matching things, like really knowing when to go for which product. So this one I usually go for when I have more cooler toned eyeshadows on, and I go for a much more warm bronzer whenever I have a warm look on, like this, when I have warm toned clothes on and stuff. So I don't want to use things just to use them. I want to look good, you know? I want to feel like the makeup is actually doing something for me and not just using things just because I have to. That being said, I think 28 uses it's pretty good for a bronzer. So I'm not complaining, but I am not sure we can finish it, but we'll see. The next product I won't show you because I don't want to spoil anything. It's my Pan That Huge palette. I wanted to finish the highlighter in there, and if you have seen my updates before, you will have seen that, you know, that was gone several months ago. So, you know, that is out of here. But this is what it looked like in the last update, and I finished it. That's all you need to know for right now. If you want to see my Pan That Huge palette, head over to that update. I only had to use it 7 additional times to actually use it up, for a total of 29 uses in this project. Now, when it comes to blushes, I decided to blush one side of this. This is the Orion Glow Blush Duo from the Beauty Crop. And I actually hit pan on one side, and I expanded the pan until the last update, but now it looks pretty different. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this progress. I am trying to finish this up, so this will probably be gone by the next update. That is so yeah, that's exciting. Let's see how many times I've used this one. I've used this one 19 additional times for a total of 42 uses. So we are really getting some good progress on this. I think by the next update we will have this done no problem, even if I am playing around with a lot of other blushes, because I know this is going to, you know, be an empty by the end of the year anyway. And so I'm playing around with whatever I want and using this whenever I want. But yeah, I want to finish it up now because we're so stinking close. Yeah, that's the blush for the year. I actually think I will be able to finish a liquid blush this year as well, which I've never done before. It's not in this project because I didn't think of it. But yeah, I think we can finish 2 blushes this year. That would be awesome. The only brow product I have in here this year is from Makeup. It's the Easy Peasy Brow Gel. I have finished one of these before. It's easy to work with. It doesn't do too much, but it feels good. Like if you have a problem and need something waxy for your eyebrows, this is definitely not for you. This is very light. But I do like the feeling of using it, so I have been using this 34 more times for a total of 64 times in this project, and I can't get anything more out. So this is another empty for this update. Then we had the powder from Mana Kedar that I finished until the last update, so I don't have that product here. But then we move on to lips. And the first lip product I have is by Terry, and it is a liquid balm. Lip balm, yes. And this is the only one I've ever tried. I thought it was so nice. I've been putting it on before lip products every time I've done my makeup, which is almost every day. And this is how it looks like right now. So there's nothing left. I can't scrape it out anymore. I think I removed the topper. Yes, I did, because I liked it so much. I don't always remove stoppers, but almost always. I can't get the little bit on the bottom like unstuck. So yeah, I'm counting this as an empty. It's been a lovely product. I wouldn't mind having it in again. I will probably not rebuy it because I've heard by Terry is a pretty expensive brand. And if you know me, I get stuff through advent calendars and mystery boxes and stuff because that's how you can get them cheap. I will not be buying like a lip product for over $20. That's insane to me. I think it's kind of insane for me to buy a lip product kind of at all because I have so much now. But I mean, for almost anything else than an eyeshadow palette or a palette, I would be hard pressed to buy something over $15 or even over $10. But yeah, if I really needed something and I felt like, oh, this is something I truly, truly love, then I would probably maybe pay about $15 for something I really, really wanted. So yeah, you can probably hear that I am not buying a lot of things full price, almost ever. The only exception I had for this was for my wedding when I bought like I Do Minerals, like a whole set of things that I wanted, and they were like $20, $23 each or something. And that was for my wedding. And because someone had recommended it warmly, so yeah, I did. But that's, I think, the only time I've done that. So anyway, let's move on to the other lip products. Let's see some progress here, shall we? This is a lip pencil. This is from Lord & Berry in the shade Made to Measure a lip color. This is how long it is now, and because I want you to see the progress, I have it right here. So this is what it looks like. And so we have made some pretty good progress, I think. However, we are done with the first third of the year. Is this a third of the pencil? I don't think so. So even if I used it as much as I have throughout the whole year, I would still not be able to finish it. And that is not the only pencil I want to use, even though this is the one that I am using the most. Let's see how many times I've used it since the last update. 10, 20, 30, 45 uses for a total of 82 uses in this project. This year I've used it 82 times. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to finish it, but at least we can see some good difference, some good progress, and maybe we can finish it off next year, maybe. It is one of my oldest lip pencils, so I would like to have it done at some point. Now, what is next? Oh, next up we have a really, really, really exciting product. That is my Inc.Redible Serve Up Jammy Lips Le Coeur Lip Tint. I have used this 47 additional times for a total of 67 uses in this project. Now, this is all that is left. This is all that is left. I'm using it on my lips today, but this used to click. It's not clicking anymore. It doesn't go up anymore. This is all there is. There's like this little stubby bit up there and then I'm done. And this is the second time that I've ever panned like full-size lipstick. That is insane. I am so excited. The only one that I actually finished before was a lipstick. I don't even know what it was called, but it was kind of a metallic-y shade that I had used for like 10, 12 years, something. It's the only lipstick that I used before, you know, really getting into makeup. So I had one little eyeshadow palette and that lipstick. I used them together kind of all the time when, you know, when I went to parties and stuff. But I did my makeup maybe twice a week or something before really getting into makeup a few years ago when I started these projects. And there was just so little left on that one, and that took me the whole year to finish. This one I've had for a couple of years, and I think we went from here to here in like 30 or 50 uses in the project last year. So I was like, this is going fast. I should really be able to finish this. And now we are so close, guys. We are so close. And I would say that it's definitely not a matte, but it's almost like a lip gloss. It's almost like a lip gloss in a stick form because it has a really nice shine. It almost feels like tacky or gooey, or, you know, like a lip gloss would feel like, only maybe a little bit thicker. And so this one will probably be an empty for the next update as well. I love using it. I am trying to reapply throughout the day as well. And I am counting those uses if I remember to actually track them. It's not always I do that, but almost always. Then the last lip product we are going to talk about today is this lip gloss from Essence. It's in the shade Gold Dust, I think. I've been wearing off this label by taking the cap off, and so I'm kind of rubbing it off every single day. But this is called Gold Dust, yes. And I have used all of this since the last update. Again, it's been 3 months, so I mean, 3 months. If I was using this as much as I have now, I would definitely be able to finish this off this year. However, I am giving birth in about 1.5 months, and if I don't finish it by then, I don't think I will, because I will have a baby and I want to be able to kiss her, and I don't want her to be glossy after this, you know, so I don't know. But anyway, I will try to get as much use out of this as possible. I have actually already finished a lip gloss from a palette, so I don't technically need to use up another lip gloss this year. But if I use something up within a palette, it doesn't really give me any space back. So it's much more fun to actually finish a whole product, right? So yeah, we'll see if I can get there by the end of the year. I've used it 25 times for a total of 35 times in this project. Next up, a product you probably recognize. It's the Eyeliner from Urban Decay. Do I think this is the best thing out there? I don't know. I am working on another one right now, and I am kind of going between that one and a hydrating one because this is maybe a little bit drying. You shouldn't use it every day. Yeah, but anyway, this one is gone, and I have used this one 12 additional times for a total of 35 times in this project. I don't think this is a full size. I thought maybe it was when I got it in an advent calendar, but then I've seen like huge bottles of this, so I don't think this is, I don't think this is full size. It's 30 mils though, so it's a really good size. That one is done. Now let's talk about mascaras. I have been working on 2 mascaras. Last time I said I didn't really like this one because it was smudging, and this should be smudge proof or like water resistant, and I just felt like it was so hard to get this off by the end of the day. But it was smudging, so I was getting like those panda eyes, and yeah, I just didn't like it. So I put this aside, and then I started using this. This is from Bobbi Brown, the Smoky Eye Mascara Regard Intense. And I used it for a while, and then it didn't dry up or anything, but I felt like something was stinging my eyes when I was taking it off. And it happened several times. So I was like, okay, let's just switch out the mascara and see if it was that. Maybe it was one of the eyeshadows. I am going into many palettes at a time, so I didn't know really what it was. But as soon as I switched this one out for this one again, the problem went away. So I think this has expired. So I am counting it as an empty because I did use it quite a lot before. I used it 47 times this year before I felt like Okay, now it's it's time to go. So I used it almost 50 times. I'm fine. I feel like that is okay, and I used it as much as I possibly could, and now it's gone. So I feel like I can count it as an empty and not a declutter. And then I went back to this again, and I was like, okay, let's just try it again, because it's a perfectly fine mascara. It's just annoying to take off, you know. But maybe it's because it needed to be open and be aired out a little bit. But this has been working so great for me afterwards. Like, this is almost like a 38-degree mascara that goes off with warm water, and you can just kind of pull it off in bits. It's almost like that. It's not as good as the Hidden Minerals one that I was raving about before. It's definitely not as good as that one. But I have grown to really appreciate this one, and I do think it just needed to be a little bit aired out. Maybe, you know, it applied too much or something in the beginning, so that's why it was smudging or something. I don't know. But anyway, I am using this right now, but this one I am counting as an empty. Then I have 2 more mascaras, because after 6 months, so next month, about when I get my child, I will just put those mascaras away, and then I will switch to these ones. And if they're okay, I will go with them. Otherwise, I will pick something else. So I don't have anything to say about these ones, really. However, when it comes to eyeliners, I have something to say here. So I had picked out 2 eyeliners that I wanted to work on this year, one for 6 months, then switching it out and use the other one for 6 months. First up, we have the Wing Woman from the Beauty Crop. Now this is a very, very hard, like, felt tip. It doesn't budge, and it was just awful. It was awful. I don't know if this was the one that had dried out, or if I just hated the application. Like, I couldn't get a straight wing because it was kind of dragging my skin and stuff. So I decluttered this one. I went to the next one that I was supposed to use this year, and this is from Essence, the 18-Hour Super Last Eyeliner. And that might be true. However, the applicator on this one, it looks like this, and it's a brush, but I can't for the life of me get a good wing with this. I think I ruined my makeup 3 times or something. At least 2, maybe 3 times. And then I was like, I am done. I can't do my eyeshadow and, you know, spend half an hour on doing my makeup and then apply this only to have to take everything off because this ruined it. Like, I hate this with a passion. However, maybe I can use it for an artwork or something. See if I can use some makeup for art. That would be a fun challenge, I think. But yeah, I am decluttering this from my makeup. And then we have one from Illamasqua, because, you know, now I didn't have anything to work with anymore. So I had to go into my stash and try to find something. Illamasqua, it's the same thing as with the Wing Woman one. It has a very hard felt tip, so it's hard to create a good wing. And one of them was dried up and the other one just didn't work for me. So I'm decluttering that one as well. And then finally I found one that I am now working on, and that comes from Mina, the 24-Hour Pen Eyeliner. This says it's a pen eyeliner. This is not a pen, it's like a felt tip as well. However, this one, the other ones were much more like pen material, let's say. This one is so much softer, and it kind of follows your skin and follows, you know, the line. So I feel like this one I can work with. I have really been enjoying it. I haven't kept track of it though. I don't really feel like it's that necessary when I'm only working on one and I'm working on it for a half year and then I switch it out. I don't go through mascaras or eyeliners like this before they expire. Like, how am I even supposed to do that? I really don't understand why people want a full-size mascara or a full-size eyeliner, because they do not last. You know, you can have them open for 6 months at the most, and then you should throw them out. So like, you can't go through that in 6 months unless you do your eyeshadow several times a day. Maybe then you can actually use it up. But otherwise, it's just a waste of product to have this much in. Like, I've never gone through one of them, I think. Okay, so we're at the last product finally, and that is a cleansing balm from Saturday Skin. I love this. I love the scent. It smells like lemon curd, if you know what that is. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I used it up, I don't know, a week and a half ago or something, and then I started something else. But this one is so good. I bought a bunch of them, so I have like 5 left or something that I can use, and I am super happy with this product. It's a joy to use. Whenever I open the container, I'm like, yes, I love this scent. I love using this. My husband likes it as well, the scent. So yeah, that's where we're at. So we have quite a few empties. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the highlighter. So 9 empties in these 3 months. I think that is awesome. That means that I have finished 10 out of the 25 products so far, and we have 2/3 of the year left, which is nice. Until the next update, I really think I can have these 2 done, a blush and a lipstick. That is awesome. I can't wait. I just want to finish these and feel like I've accomplished something. It's so much fun to finish makeup products, but especially makeup products that are hard to finish, you know? Lipsticks and face products, I think those are the hardest things to use up. Except for the mascara and eyeliner that you can't use up, like I said. But you know, having 2 like harder products out, that is amazing. So that is my focus until the next update. Hopefully, you know, at some point I will be able to hit pan in that bronzer, but who knows. We'll try to get some really good progress in my lip gloss. Maybe I can finish this one. It really feels light, but I don't know where I'm at. I can't see through the packaging. But yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I've talked a lot. I hope it helped you. If you have any of these products, let me know what you think about them. And hopefully I'll see you in the next update. Have a great evening. Bye.